this morning.
Healthy option.
What, with all the butter we're going to put on? At least I've got your low-calorie jam.
I know. What's the world coming to? Reduced sugar jam. How do they make it set?
Well, I have it for me yoghurt.
I don't know.
Croissants and coffee for breakfast, but it's not posh coffee, it's just instant. But it'll do. And you've had bonios. Would you? Very much like. So you're going to tell our dear viewer, or shall I? What happened last night?
What happened last night?
What time did we go to bed?
Oh. Well, it was dark. We were in bed for 10 to 8.
It's ridiculous. Usually, about a week in, it can get to that time, can't it? It's not like we did a lot yesterday. Dogs were tired as well.
They slept through, not a sound.
It's like having babies, it was. He slept through. Amazing. But you know, what else happened this morning when I woke up?
What?
We've got an infestation, haven't we?
What?
He's looking confused now. An infestation of earworm. Because the first thing that went through my head this morning was a song. Now, I'm not going to say what it's called. You're going to have to Google it. So pause the video when I've told you this bit and go and have a Google. Have a listen to the song and then come back and leave a comment below as to whether you think it's an earworm. You know, it's stuck in your head. It's by a singer called Storm Large. And all I'm going to say is the title is My V is 8 miles wide. Because I'm not sure whether I can say that word or not on Instagram, YouTube, without them striking us down. But yes, it's an earworm, and it was going through we heard it on the way up, didn't we? And it was going through our heads all day yesterday. We were humming it, or attempting to whistle it, and it just kept, wherever we were walking,
But you said it was in your head.
Yeah.
So I kept reminding you of it. But ow, that's my foot that I've got bony elbow on. But there's one particular line in there that is, well, we've used this as a euphemism now, haven't we?
We have, yes. So pause the video. Storm Large, My is 8 miles wide. And we'll leave the rest to you. Then come back, watch the rest of the video, and comment below and let us know what you think about the song.
And it's meant to be a humorous song. It's not a serious song.
It's not a serious song, no. She admits that she's taking the mick. Sometimes a park up's not about the view, it's about the solitude. And until about 10 minutes ago, there was no one here. That van's just arrived and it's now nearly 8 in the morning. We heard the first car about half an hour ago. This was lovely. It was so peaceful, so quiet, and so dark. It was pitch black last night. It was brilliant. Anyway, Keith's never used the new loo before, so he's christening that in a Keith way. It's my favourite thing in the van at the moment. I love the Trillino loo. We'll put a link to that below. But for now, I'm just going to take the dogs up here. That pimple there is Causey Pike. We had considered walking that, but my knee's still not right from a year ago, so it's still a bit difficult to push it. So I'm probably going to do a low level walk today. We've got lots of walks planned on this trip. Excited dogs. of a spin you round. You see where that white van is? That's the van I just showed you, so that's where we were parked last night. So we're in a valley. And it was lovely. And the weather's supposed to change today. Clouds beginning to come in now. It's supposed to be a really wet day. So I'm not really sure about a walk. We'll see. So this is the Newlands Valley. It's not an area we know that well, to be honest, so might do a bit of exploring around here today. I don't know what the day's going to bring. We did say in the last video we'd probably go back into Keswick, but to be honest, we've got tomorrow for that, because we've got to be in Keswick anyway for the play that we mentioned in the last video. Yeah, that cloud's beginning to come in, isn't it? Blow. It's no use getting pee wet through, even if we have got the gear. I might have been wrong. That might not be Causey Pike. That might be Causey Pike. I'm not very good with my geography. He's come to meet me, so he's managed to tell me it was that one. I was right first time.
Causey Pike.
Anyway,
What?
verdict.
Very good.
It is, isn't it?
Yes. Takes me back to Nepal. Yeah. Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah,
I'm impressed.
Yeah, it works a hell of a lot better than the chemical toilet, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it's
Comfortable.
that's what what I find. It's a really comfortable
It
loo.
looks low.
Yeah.
It is really comfortable.
Yeah.
So,
And we were once told about a good pooing position, weren't we? And that seems to be a good pooing position.
it is.
Anyway, enough of the loo talk.
You've got cat bells over there.
Uh-huh.
That ridge is Cat Bells, and I think that's Cat Bells Hill summit.
And I was right, wasn't I, saying this here is the Newlands Valley?
Newlands Valley, yes. Yeah, could be a good place to start walking from.
Yeah.
Different walks, not.
I think what we need to do is I need to lose that weight again, because the weight's crept back up, hasn't it? And that'll help with my knee and everything.
And also get you walking again.
You're going to have to help me.
Piggyback.
You're going to have to stop going, I'm a bit nibbly.
Well, that's for me. I do a lot of more exercise than you.
I take the dogs out every day.
Yeah, I do rugby.
That's not exercise, that's standing around going, oi. These two are very happy.
They're in their happy place. They like
The Lake District. Hope you'll like where we're going next that we've not told them about. Oh, there's one thing as well that you nag me about.
What?
You always nag me about me leaving hankies in all my pockets.
How many have you got with you?
I haven't got any, and my nose is running. That's why I like to have an emergency hanky in every pocket. Drives him nuts, it does. Drives him nuts. Doesn't it?
It does. There you go.
Thank you. That's another story, isn't it? No, your dad.
And my dad always had a spare hanky in his pocket, and that was for if my mum or any ladies needed to blow their nose or wipe their eyes. He always had a clean hanky for them. What a gentleman he was.
What went wrong?
I don't know.
You'll always be my gentleman.
Can I my hanky back?
I'm a bit of rough.
Can I have my hanky back now?
So I've not put too much snot on it. And we're back, and that van's gone. Must have been just stopping for his breakfast or something. Come on, you two. There you go. Just need to check a few things. Wait there a minute. Oh, he's put his smellies on. I can smell it. Suppose we need to check the water then.
We do. We've done a bit of a journey, haven't we?
Yeah. And Keith got it repaired, or the garage repaired it very kindly. We've not checked it since. We checked it at home a couple of times after short journeys. So we'll just see whether the fix has worked.
I'll go and get a torch. You can see better. Yeah,
That's fine, isn't it?
it's fine, isn't it? The only problem we've got now, we've been filling it up with tap water. We need to drain some out
To get antifreeze in.
To get antifreeze in, but that's spot on.
Yeah.
And that's not dropped anything over the journey up here.
No,
so that's
which is
perfectly fine. So James did a good job.
Brill.
What he did, we had to, down there, the thermostat housing we had to replace, which is this bit here, and we did get a pipe. We thought we needed a coolant pipe as well, but that wasn't the right one that they sent us, so that went back. Although we gave them the part number off the pipe and off Renault, we didn't get the right pipe delivered. We didn't need it, fortunately, so we just put a thermostat housing on it, and we're...
Well, James do a bit of a Heath Robinson on it.
Yeah, that wasn't quite right either. There was an extra arm off it. I don't know why, but so that's he managed to seal that somehow. I don't know how he's done it. But yeah, everything's hunky dory again.
Good girl.
Touch wood.
Do you want my head? We've spotted another house on our wish list. Noticed it last night. Really nice.
Just a lovely shape, isn't it?
It is. Rigbeck, it's called. I presume that place down there is Rigbeck.
It is Rigbeck, yes.
They are the daftest birds. We've just arrived at Newlands Church, which is 3/4 of a mile, more like a mile I suppose, from where we parked up last night. You know we like to have a look at a church. Newlands School, built by the parishioners 1877 and closed in 1967. The stone was placed here in grateful memory of Dorothea Potts. That's Wordsworth's sister was Dorothea, wasn't she?
Was it?
I think so. Headmistress from 1943 to 1962. Newlands School restored 2000, dedicated as a place for quiet and reflection by Ian, Lord Bishop of Carlisle, on the 9th of April 2000.
That's why we've come here, really.
It is, because it's a story, isn't it?
A bit of the history of the Newlands Valley.
Oh, I want to go up there. Let there be light.
We've seen this in other churches, haven't we?
Little churches like this in Cumbria, yeah.
Yes, and where were we? Where did we go for that staycation?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit like
yes,
that.
they did, didn't they? Youthwaite, copper and lead, 16th century to 1893. On the side of Cat Bells, at its junction with Maiden Moor, lies Youthwaite Mine. And then there was lead silver mines. Something about the lives of the miners. To say the life of a miner was arduous in the extreme is an understatement. Before the advent of gunpowder in the 17th century, all tunnelling was carried out by hand chiselling, and in harder rocks this would have limited progress to little more than 1 foot per week.
You see how many mines there were around here? Dale Head, that'll be the current mine, won't it?
I don't know.
Number 8. Is that Dale Head? 7, 8, yes, around here. Well, that's Dale Head is near the
the slate
mine, isn't it?
So we've had lead and silver mining, copper and lead mining, just lead, just copper, all different mines. It's an interesting little place. Newlands wasn't always called Newlands. Little's known of the early years. Whilst there's evidence of Celtic and Saxon occupation closer to Keswick, there is none in Newlands itself. It was previously called Rogerset, or variously Rogersat or Rogerside, which derives from Norse Rogersatr, Satra being a summer pasture or clearing in the valley where cattle and sheep could graze. Seemingly the Norsemen gradually moved inland from the Solway coast and settled in these pastures. There's some history of the valley there, and then there's some history about the school. The children of the valley were not without a teacher before the school was built, but it would have been very basic education, supplied by either an itinerant schoolmaster who would have taught in multiple locations or the chapel incumbent. This would have taken place in the church building, not always on the approval of those in charge, who were told on occasions found the communion table inked and so forth. And little bits about different things that happened at the school, harvest festivals, school excursions. It lasted quite a while and into the 60s, didn't it? And
Mrs. Tiggy Winkle lives on the side of Catbells above Littletown, which is where we are, overlooking the church in the valley below. So
the Beatrix
Potter is based here, and here's one of the illustrations looking down the valley in Newlands.
The character also has origins in recollections of Kitty MacDonald, a Scottish washerwoman whom Beatrix Potter had encountered during her summer holidays at Dalguise in Scotland.
And there's the war heroes.
Victor Barnes, the son of Dixon, died in 1893, and Susanna Nee Parker of Easthouse, Newlands. In 1901, Victor, then aged 13, along with brothers Simpson and Richard and sister Mary, moved to Bolden Mill in County Durham. He was a corporal in the 7th Battalion Border Regiment when he was killed in action on the 28th of October 1917 during the Battle of Hazebrook. He was then aged 30 and served for 3 years and 52 days. And he's commemorated on the Tyne Cot Memorial near Ypres on panel 85 to 86.
And the ubiquitous Herdwicks.
The hurdy-gurdies.
And an old picture, which they haven't got a date for, unfortunately, but aged you, centre, and 2 daughters. So.
And then there's history of the valley as well. Starting in 1571, or the history of the church rather than the valley actually, right through to 2001 when it was updated. Between 1610 and 1616, a major dispute arose between Giles Robinson, the vicar of Crossthwaite, and the 18 sworn men, to the extent that 13 of them found themselves in jail. Part of the dispute involved a Keswick schoolmaster, James Grave, who also happened to be the curate at Newlands. The sworn men had declared him guilty of gross offences and negligences and had given him notice, but he refused to leave and enlisted the support of Robinson and his brother, who was Bishop of Carlisle. It resulted in an official inquiry held at Keswick before a jury. The verdict went against the vicar and bishop, and the men were released from jail. Curiously, if the list of readers that we possess is accurate, Grave appears to have retained his position. The date of his taking up the role is not recorded, but it would appear to have remained here until 1644. We can't ask him. Between 1794 and 1808, the church was in a dilapidated state. And they started getting contributions to rebuild, refurbish. Most notable amongst the contributors are the gift of £10 from Her Majesty the Queen Dowager. So which queen would that be then at that time? 1790 to 1808? Would that be Mary? No. Who was Victoria's mum?
No, I don't know.
And the significant assistance which Reverend Monkhouse himself provided. In the church, when we go in the church, you'll see the stained glass east window installed by the local residents to commemorate the rebuilding and record their respect for their vicar.
No internet here, so we can't find out who the Queen Dowager was.
Poets' Corner.
And a little bit about here for us. Long before Costa became such a household name, Newlands had its own coffee shop. This was run during the 60s and from the 1960s to the 1980s by Sheila Brooke at the barn in Stair.
Originally part of Stair Farm. Oh no. Oh, it's a good job it's not there now. Not
Not
just coffee, but
handbook.
Ladybird, anyone? A nice little history.
So much information to take in, though. Again,
It's taken a lot of work as well,
It
hasn't it,
has,
to get it.
yeah.
It's good. It's always nice to find local history. There's even a copy of a letter there that they received from Balmoral Castle in 1954. It was used as a polling station as well.
you used to like your Maypole.
I used to love Maypole dancing
You were
at
so
school.
gay back in the day.
I was never gay. I was just one of those sorts.
Well, these date from 1962, so I could imagine I would be in that sort of school, because we used to do Maypole.
Did you as well?
At junior school, yes.
Talk about me being gay.
Yeah, but I didn't enjoy it.
Oh, I loved it. It was one of the highlights of my school year.
Oh, these are internal. When I was at primary school,
Hey, that's a long time
it
ago.
is, and it's probably it was in the 60s. They videoed that was the infants. It wasn't sort of junior; it was a little lower than that. But they did a video or cinema film, and it told everybody just act normal, act normal. And there I was working away, and then I sort of looked at the camera.
Just like now, eye on this bit.
Yes. That'll teach them to zoom in.
Let's go and look at church. Ooh, he's going to hold down. Ooh, there's a step there. Mm-hmm. Not much stained glasses are in this one.
That's a nice one. Ornate one, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? To the glory of God and in grateful memory of all those who gave their lives for their country and rest in unknown graves, and especially of Thomas Roscoe Johnson, who fell in action in France October the 12th, 1916, aged just 27 years. It is ornate, isn't it? It's a nice window, that. It's lovely that little out of the way churches like this, chapels like this, keep going, isn't it? Because so many have closed. Where I got married to my former wife was a little... There's a joke there, and we'll tell you why in a minute. That was a little Methodist chapel in a little hamlet. And sadly, that's no longer a working chapel. That's been converted into a house. So surprising places like this are still going, and it hasn't been sold off and converted. And this is the window we mentioned a few minutes ago, a memorial by the inhabitants and friends of Newlands to commemorate their obligations to the Reverend John Monkhouse, to whom they were indebted for the rebuilding of this chapel in 1843. I'm not sure whether this is something to do with the Passion. Probably not, I'm just joking. Because their flowers are in mango, passion fruit and peach bottle. I couldn't resist. I did come up. Good view, looking down on the brethren. Is that the right word, brethren? No, just congregation. I don't. Brethren, is that the brothers? Is it? Yeah. Lovely little place to come and worship. Always like, as you know, reading the old headstones as well, looking at names. Here's a name, Moses Dover. And then Keith. I'll tell you in a minute. But Moses' wife was called Anne. I'll show you in a minute. Where did your mum come from?
Why?
Where did she come from?
Well, Andover, Southsea, Portsmouth, whichever you wanted to talk about.
Look what Moses' wife was called.
Anne.
Look what Moses' surname was. Oh, little things tickle me. Often.
No. That's a nice old tree.
It is, isn't it? And these are graves of a local farming family, obviously. The Folder family. Joseph, who died at Low House Farm in 1959. Reuben, who died at Low House Farm in 2006. And John Jack Folder, who died at Low House Farm in 2011. Go on though. Said that's another story. When I said my former wife, why did you laugh?
I was on a Teams meeting with the rugby club, wasn't I? Yeah. No, it wasn't.
It was an interview, wasn't it?
Interview about the rugby club, and I said my current husband,
and I belted out current.
There was always time.
Your age.
There's always time to chop you in for a younger model.
What do you think you're getting part exchange?
Not a lot.
And on that note, we'll leave you with this view.